Good evening, Brian. It's Monday. So in one of your blogs last week, you talked about that you were looking forward to some of the exciting things coming up with the holiday season and with Thanksgiving coming up and such. And as we both like food a lot, so it only makes sense that one of the things that I'm most excited about the Thanksgiving season and other holidays coming up is the food. Since I became vegetarian and a vegan, Thanksgiving has actually been even more exciting than it was before. The reason for this is because we've had to do a lot more research and experiment with finding different recipes and such. During the last two Thanksgivings, we've actually even had more fun because usually the weeks or even month before Thanksgiving, we spend a lot of time every week like looking over different food blogs on the internet and looking through cookbooks we have and etc., trying to find a list of vegan or vegetarian friendly Thanksgiving recipes that we can possibly do for Thanksgiving. Obviously, people that eat a more traditional diet on Thanksgiving, can sort of fall back on what they've always had, and the recipes don't really change too much year to year. But because we sort of had to start from scratch, for the most part, it was sort of an exciting opportunity to look through and find, like, well, what kinds of fall themed foods or fall flavors do we like and what do we want to have? So that definitely made it a lot more fun. And as you know, Mom and Dad are usually super willing to either switch out a traditional recipe they do for something that's more vegetarian or vegan friendly, or make simple substitutions to some of the ingredients in the recipes to make them something that we can eat as well. So that's been super fun. But the last 2 years, we've definitely done some research beforehand and either found some recipes that we suggest that they make or that we make and bring. So that's definitely been a very, very fun part of Thanksgiving for us the last few years. What are some of your favorite foods for Thanksgiving, Brian? I try to think about it, and I think that I pretty much like everything, for real. We have a vegan roast that we usually make that sort of stands in for the turkey, and it's fantastic. I'm also a huge fan of potatoes in any possible way. Mashed potatoes, mashed sweet potatoes, roasted potatoes, fried potatoes, scalloped potatoes. I mean, potatoes are just really good things, and so that's definitely something I like a lot about Thanksgiving. Stuffing has definitely always been something that I'm a huge fan of, although since I'm not stuffing it into anything, perhaps it should really be called dressing. I don't know. But it's delicious, and it's one of my favorite things still. I like all of the various vegetables that you eat at Thanksgiving, the squashes, roasted Brussels sprouts and broccoli, green beans, you name it. I mean, I like all of those things. Even that weird jiggly cranberry sauce that comes out of a can that everyone gets sort of weirded out by, I think is pretty tasty. And of course, I've definitely been known to eat like an entire pumpkin pie by myself before, so that is obviously something I like as well. So what are the foods that you like about Thanksgiving? Are there any things that you love or things that you're not super crazy about? I'd love to know. Speaking of food, how goes the healthy eating thing you've been trying to do? I know you mentioned the meal planning a week or two ago when Dad was gone, and I also remember seeing your Instagram posts about some of the things that you made, and they looked fantastic, but I haven't heard much about it in the last week or two, so how's that going? Is it still something you're working on? I know, oftentimes some things like that we can be really excited about in the moment when you're first trying to do the thing, and then sort of as time goes on, you sort of lose steam and get less excited because it's not as novel anymore, so I just sort of want to know how it's going for you, and what are you thinking about it? Is there any challenges you've had, or things you've noticed, or just how's it going? Speaking of healthy changes, John Green is starting a new YouTube project on January 1st called 100 Days, where he and a friend are trying to get healthier and will be vlogging about their experience with that, about their eating changes and the exercises they're doing and all the different things they encounter throughout the project. And it seems really cool. It ends up sounding less boring than I just made it sound. So I would definitely recommend you go on their website to check out the trailer, and I'll put the link down here for that trailer, and subscribe so you can check it out when it starts. And that might even be something that we could include a mini version of on our blog if it ends up being neat. We could both try and do healthier things and sort of talk about it as well if we end up liking how they're doing it. So that's just something to think about. I think that's all I have for tonight, Brian. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing your video tomorrow, and I hope you have a good night.